Welcome back to another episode of HTL Podcast. We got special guests in the building. I go by the name of RMJR.
Rich Bay.
Tula.
And our special guest, the creator of the Hoop Truck Podcast himself, Mr. Alex Wells. What's going on, my brothers?
What's good? What's good?
What's good? What's good? What's going on, Alex? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm hanging out, man. I'm happy to be on the show with you guys, man. Been looking forward to it.
Man, I appreciate you coming on the show, brother. I really do. I really do.
So, Alex, at what age did you start playing ball, man? Since I know you got to be a hooper if you got the Hoop Truck Podcast.
I heard this boy was cold, boy. I heard he was cold, man.
Man, probably like 5 or 6 when my pops put the ball in my hand. Been hooping ever since.
Okay, tell us a little bit about your journey. What besides you played? Where did you start playing organized ball?
I started at the YMCA, and then when everything really took a turn, I transferred from Ottawa to East Ridge, but we lived in Brainerd, so I lived like 3 streets down from the Brainerd Center. And once I moved over there, every day after school, I went to the Brainerd Center, and that's when like my game really changed. Like learn how to play. And that was about like 7th, 8th grade.
Shout out to them Brainerd Panthers, but I gotta ask this. This gonna be a Howard question. Why you ain't go to Brainerd?
I don't know. My pops, I don't know. I was on for Brainerd, but I ended up at East Ridge because, like I said, Brainerd was like 5 streets down, and everybody that lived in my street went to East Ridge, which was weird. So I ended up at East Ridge.
Okay, who did you play with at East Ridge?
Man, Big Philip Jarrett. It was me and him. He ended up going to Tennessee and then to Chat State for 2 years, then Oklahoma State.
And them boys caused havoc too, man. I remember hearing about you guys, man, playing ball and stuff like that. Y'all kind of put East Ridge back on the map, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for 1 year.
Miguel Logan did he play with y'all?
Who's that?
Miguel Logan. Did he play with y'all?
Nah, I came out 07.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you kind of bailed Philip. Shout out Philip. Philip did his thing, but you was bailing him out in high school.
Oh yeah. He was all defense and rebounds. I was the bucket getter.
Oh, I knew that name sound familiar. Philip was big, but shout out to him, man. He wasn't getting no buckets in high school like that.
Nah.
But
I heard he was dunking on motherfuckers though.
Yeah, he'll dunk on some people, but he wasn't just throw it down there to the low block. It was like, drive, dump it off to him, dunk, but it wasn't no just one-on-one stuff at all.
Hey man, but hey, you come down there with that weak junk on offense, he gonna send it in the crowd.
He averaged a triple-double, so.
So while you was playing, Alex, who while you was in high school, who gave y'all competition? Like was it Brainerd? Was it Howard?
We only played Brainerd once in the regional tournament, but Howard was in our district, so we played them, twice a year. They beat us. They were definitely the hardest team we had to play. They beat us twice in the regular season. But we got our revenge in the district championship and the regional championship.
Hold up. Y'all beat Howard in the region championship?
Yeah, we beat Brainerd and Howard on back-to-back nights, and I think, to my knowledge, we might be the only team to ever do that. Or if it has happened, it was a long, long time ago.
Okay, let me ask you this: was the tournament at East Ridge?
Nah, it was at Cleveland.
I'm just messing with you.
Cleveland State.
So how many points you put up? Because I know you had to be in your zone for y'all to beat both of them back to back.
Yeah, the district championship against Howard at Hickson, I had 26, and I think we only had like 56. So I had a good portion of our points, and then we played Brainerd. I had 19. I had 0 in the first half. Like I was playing bad. In the second half, I had 19. We ended up beating them. Then the very next night, we played Howard, and they face guarded me the whole game. I think I ended up with 11, but I think 8 of them were free throws. So it was just a tough game for me because they was basically saying they're gonna make everybody else beat us, and we had some guys step up, so we ended up beating them, winning the first district championship in school history and the first region championship in school history.
And that was your senior year?
Yep.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. So after you left East Ridge, where did you go from there?
I sat out a year because I had a whole bunch of offers for like JUCOs and NAIs and D2s, but man, I was 19 and dumb, or 18 and dumb, so I didn't even do nothing. But I ended up going to Chat State and playing over there. Big Phil transferred back from Tennessee, so we played 2 years there. We won in JUCO. It's like the region, which is basically the state. So we won the state of Tennessee. Only team in school history to do that as well. So got a ring from JUCO too.
Who was on that team with you besides Big Phil at Chat State?
We had Steve Cook from Chattanooga Christian. We had William Moore from Chattanooga Christian. Trying to think of local guys. I think that was the only Chattanooga guys, and the rest of the guys we had 3 guys transfer in from Northwest Florida, but they were all from like Alabama. They were real good. And then we had our leading scorer. He was from Milwaukee. He was like a power forward. He was real good. But that was pretty much it.
And Jay Price was y'all coach at the time?
Yes, sir.
Who did y'all beat in the championship game?
Montlow State.
Old Montlow.
Old Montlow.
So in JUCO, who was the toughest person? Who was the toughest person you played against on the JUCO level? Because people don't understand, just because you don't initially go D1, JUCO got some dogs on that level.
Oh yeah, definitely Southwest. They had some dogs. They had a guy that ended up going to Memphis. I think he was like the point guard. He was nice, man. He was just smooth, solid, like 6'3", 6'4". Walters is always good. Walter State, they had a really good team. But we were just bigger and better than everybody with our starting 5. Big Phil, again, averaged a triple-double in JUCO. So when you got a guy doing that on the rebound and the defensive end, it's hard to get beat.
So that's tough. So how many? So that was your first year at Chat State or your second?
My second year. Yeah, that's when we got a whole bunch of transfers come in, and we were real good my sophomore year.
Okay. So where did your journey go from there?
Man, again, dumb decisions. Had a whole bunch of offers, like crazy offers too. Nothing D1 because I didn't graduate from JUCO, so I had some looks, but once they figured out I wasn't gonna be able to graduate, it was a no-go. But I ended up going to Lee up in Cleveland.
Okay.
Y'all had a coach up there at Lee University too that I'm familiar with. His name is Josh Templeton, if I'm correct.
Man, the offensive guru, man.
That's my guy, man. He actually coached my son over at Boyd Buchanan one year.
Yep.
Great coach, man. Good guy.
Man, great coach. You talk about Chattanooga legend right there. That dude was putting up numbers in high school and in college at Temple.
Yeah, he used to talk shit to me, man. Talk about he used to shoot threes all the time. He was unstoppable and all kind of shit.
Man, he could go. He scored like 2,000 points in high school.
What's his name?
Josh Templeton.
Oh yeah, he the truth.
Yeah.
Behind the Scogan boys, hey,
them boys they was good.
So what led you going into the Hoop Truck podcast?
Man, so originally I seen the Hoop Bus out there in Cali, Venice Beach is where I saw it on YouTube and Instagram, and this was probably like a year and a half ago. I saw that and I was like, man, I'd love to do something like that, down south. But I was like, I don't want no school bus and I don't want to copy somebody directly. So I had a truck and I just looked and I was like, man, I bet I could make this fold up in the back of the truck. So got all the designs done, got the truck done. And as I'm building it out, I was like, what could I do? Like not just creating content, like playing basketball, but how could I create content in other ways? And then I was like, well, what if I did a podcast where we shoot around and, talk basketball and record it for video and audio? Because, growing up, when you play basketball, a lot of conversations happen when you're just shooting around, warming up, or in the layup line. And people really get comfortable instead of just sitting in a chair looking at each other. They might not open up as much. So thought of the idea and, man, hit the ground running. I've been going crazy with it these last probably like 6 weeks. I got about 12 episodes recorded. Our 5th episode drops tomorrow with Jordan Rawls. And I got a special interview coming up this week with the Chattanooga GOAT, in my opinion, until, Ace makes his mark, Orlando Lightfoot.
Yeah, that's
He's
tough.
Lightfoot, nice, man. He's nice. I mean, I didn't get a chance to, hear too much about him because I grew up in Texas. But just coming back here and hearing people talk about some of the legends, man, he was one of the guys that a lot of people mention, so that's what's up,
Yep.
man. I seen where you interviewed Rodney Henderson, too, from China High School.
Yep.
That was a great interview, man. And also when you interviewed Coach E.J. Ward over at China, those are two great episodes, man. I mean,
that was the first one I saw.
Yeah,
EJ, that's my guy, man. I've known EJ forever, man. We played against each other one time in high school. Well, actually twice. We played freshman team when we was both in 9th grade, but then we played again my senior year, and we put him out. So then we played together with the Chattanooga Rail Runners for 2 seasons as well. So got a great relationship with him.
So how was that like playing with the Rail Runners team?
Man, that was some of the funnest basketball of my whole entire career. You ain't getting paid much, if you even got paid sometimes, but, we're packing up in the little Sprinter vans, traveling, and we had a squad. The first year, me, Big Phil, EJ, Dante Hampton, Buck from Howard, Jonathan Adams, man, Fred Sturdivant. We had a squad, and we was killing everybody. So it was amazing, man. It was, they didn't quite get the support they should have gotten from the city. So they had to fold after 2 years, but definitely 2 of the best seasons of playing basketball in my career for sure.
So if you had right now, if you could have your dream interview with the Hoop Truck podcast, who would it be?
Oh man, I'm gonna give you 2 because one is a basketball player, but he's also a rapper, and this is like my dream interview period would be J. Cole.
Okay.
Because he plays ball and he's my favorite artist. But NBA wise would definitely be Steph Curry.
I'm glad you said him instead of LeBron James.
Oh no, we're Steph over here. I wore 30 in high school too, but that was before Steph was Steph. So I wore it because that was me. My birthday's on the 30th, so that's why I wore 30. But we just so happen both shoot threes. He just shoots them way better than anybody else on this planet.
Right.
So why you hating on LeBron over that young fella?
I knew this shit was coming.
Hey man, I gotta ask, man.
Hey Alex, I get this work every time we record, bro. This is my thing. I get tired of people always saying LeBron. He's a great player, man, but
that's why he froze up because he was gonna come with some. So let me ask you this: was you upset when they was talking about Jordan?
No, Jordan is the GOAT. What is there else to talk about? Who's fucking with Jordan? Listen, man, I grew up in the era with Jordan. I didn't grow up with LeBron and shit, man. I'm a Jordan fan all day long.
Okay, let me ask y'all this. I'm gonna ask y'all this: 90s. If y'all got an era to pick from, the 90s versus 2000s, what was the better brand of basketball in the NBA, the 90s or 2000s? Start with you, Big Tula.
You saying which was better?
Yeah.
The 90s or the 2000s?
Mm-hmm.
Are we talking about like 2000 just from 0, 0, 0
from 90? From 90
are we talking about
from 90 to 99 and from 2000 to 2000 in a 10-year span?
Okay, just making sure. I think I would have to go with 2000s, but I love the 90s basketball, but I think it set the tone. Like it grew because of what they did in the 90s, made it better, and it just kept growing. I mean, of course, you could say that with the 70s and 80s there, but I think the 90s is what made it a world sport. That's why we got the Olympics now, what they did. That's why we get international players now, because of what they did. But I think the basketball, the product they put out, looked better in 2000s because of the work they did before.
Okay, Alex, going with you next.
Man, I'm a diehard Jordan fan.
That's what I'm talking about, Alex.
Man, let that man talk. No, just
my pops is from Hammond, Indiana, so he grew up Jordan, so that's all I knew growing up. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see him play as much. I went to a couple games, but I was younger. But as far as offensively, I would pick the 2000s because everybody wasn't as skilled as they are in the early 2000s. That's when like the skill really started to transition, and obviously to what it is today is crazy what these 7-footers are doing. But 90s was that hard nose, like no flagrant fouls. Like you come to the paint, especially in the playoffs, you're gonna end up on your ass. So defensively, I'd say the 90s, but offensively, definitely the 2000s. Kobe, Iverson brought the crossover in, and scoring was just, they're scoring into the hundreds. You got Dirk Nowitzki, all those guys. So I'd say the 2000s from an offensive perspective for sure.
it's on you, Mr. Rich.
Thank you, sir. I was waiting on time for me to come on up in here and say what I got to say. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to say I grew up in the era with the 90s, so I'm going to go with the 90s defensively. I'm going to agree with Alex offensively with the 2000 era. I think in the 2000s, the skill set got a little bit better with the crossovers, length, agile, as the players got into the league around the 2000 era. Things just got a little bit better. The rules changed a lot. So I'm gonna stick with the 90s. I'm gonna say the 90s is probably a little bit better, but offensively things changed in the 2000s. But I'm gonna stick with the 90s.
So you said the 90s basketball was better than 2000.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I mean you entitled to your opinion.
I know it's my opinion. Thank you, sir. Appreciate
So
it.
I think the rivalries were better then because, like he's talking about how physical
Right.
they were. Like I think people became friends in 2000 and stuff, but in the 90s, like you couldn't like another team, you couldn't like another player, you couldn't be friends with them. They were a little bit like you see like the stories of like Jordan and Isaiah and all that kind of stuff. But I think that but on the court they were going after each other. It wasn't like now they you might score on somebody and they pat you on the butt like, hey, good job, you scored on me. Back then, no, you get in a forearm, you come back in there.
So I'm gonna go with the 2000s, and the reason I'm gonna go with the 2000s, far as competition wise, it was better across the board. In the 90s, if you look at it, Michael Jordan was basically, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, he was the only 30-point scorer across the 90s.
Who was?
Michael Jordan.
Okay, the GOAT, right?
Nah, I ain't saying
so Karl Malone wasn't?
I think Karl Malone was like, he had averaged maybe 28, something like that. I don't think he averaged 30. I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I know you finna fact check me.
So who was averaging the most like in the 2000s, like in the early 2000s? Was it Bron when he first came in, or who was it in the early 2000s that was averaging like those?
Man,
20?
you got
Shaq.
You gotta ask
Shaq.
T-Mac, Kobe.
Yeah, Shaq.
T-Mac averaged some 30-point years for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you got,
and then Robinson, David Robinson. Oh, that was in the 90s too, wasn't it? Yeah, it was in the 90s.
Yeah.
So I remember they were going against each other, 72 points and all that.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm gonna go with the 2000, because the reason I brought the 30 points up, if you look at it across the board, nobody matched up with Jordan averaging 30. So, and then you only had, if you look at the other teams, you only, like, I'm a Knicks fan. So with the Knicks, we only had one 20-point score. I mean,
and that's why you always gonna be bitter. But
Right, exactly. There ain't no, there
hey,
wasn't no
in
voice.
1990, in 90, Karl Malone averaged 31. 91, he averaged 29. 92, he averaged 28, 27. So he was close, but yeah, he wasn't a 30-point scorer.
Yeah. See, I know what I'm talking about.
But they was only scoring like mid-90s per game too,
Yeah.
because of the foul shooting is what really changed in the
Yeah.
2000s when they started calling all them fouls. Because Jordan would have averaged 40 in the 2000s.
See, you know, I'm glad you brought that name up. The reason they started calling all them fouls is because of Michael Jordan.
Is it that
That's
Jordan
true.
rule they had back with the Detroit Pistons and all of that?
Yeah, they were.
They made the rules to stop him, and then they made the rules to make another one.
Mm-hmm.
They made the rule. Who made the rules to stop him? The Pistons.
No. That's I'm talking about just the league. The league changed, and then when he was gone, and they were like, "Damn, now we got to make more people score." Then they tried to create rules to make another Jordan.
I mean, if you, I hate they took the defensive aspect away. It's like, God, now you can't even if you touch a dude, that's a foul.
Yeah, the handshaking, they should have left that in there. Now the hard fouls like to the head and all that Jordan was getting, like I get that, but the handshake, like, come on now.
So I'm gonna say this: if they left the hand check in there, Steph Curry wouldn't be Steph Curry.
You think so?
I know so.
He would have adapted. The dude cold, like he would have figured out something.
Yeah.
He'd had a way to combat it.
He can shoot, but that man's soft when they get to touching on.
Him
like,
and
you just shoot from half
deeper.
court more. Yeah, just
exactly.
shoot. He just pull up further.
So changing gears, I'm gonna ask y'all this: the '96 draft versus the 2003 draft. Who you going with? We're gonna start with you, Rich.
Oh man, here we go. Again, I'm a '90s guy, so I'm going with the '96 class with Allen Iverson, Ray Allen. What's my boy Marcus Camby? Correct me if I'm wrong. Was my boy in there from Kentucky? Antoine Walker. Wasn't he in that draft?
Yeah, he was in there. Yeah,
number 6.
A lot of great also, a lot of great players, man. So I'm gonna go with that '96 draft. I think that's probably the greatest draft of all time so far, up until this 2025 draft.
So I'm gonna say that we gonna go to you, Alex. I'm gonna be quiet.
Let me see. I just looked at the 2000 or the '96 draft, man, and overall was crazy because you got Derek Fisher was in there. I mean, who wasn't like great, but that's still like Peja Stojakovic was on there. But I'm gonna have to go with 2003 because you got Bron, you got Carmelo, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade. Like, that's tough right there. So I would say that the 2003 draft was probably better. I think because they're gonna have more like Hall of Famers for sure than the '96.
You sure about that?
I don't know about that.
I'm trying to look. Yeah, I might be wrong.
Look. The '96 they got Kobe Bryant. They got
AI, Kobe Bryant, Ray Allen.
Yeah.
Yes. Stephon Marbury.
I'm wrong for sure. Let's see. Yeah. Oh no.
Steve, like y'all said, Steve Nash. I think that if I was, wait, sorry, what is it?
No. Go ahead. I forgot Stephon Marbury. Woo.
Yeah, he wasn't. I mean, he was good in the NBA, but he's a legend overseas, though. Like, he's the reason why we got players going. Yeah, he's the reason why we got players going overseas now. He showed that you could be. Yeah, you could make it. You can make that definitely a lifestyle. You can make a lot out of that international thing. But I'm just looking at the '96 and 2003. Like, I'm just looking at players that actually took their team or led their team that you could say to a championship. Now, so there's Bron, Bosh, and Wade. They did it together. Well, no, Wade did it on his own. So you could say, like, I'm looking at players that actually like
help of the referees.
I'm just saying, take it. Like, who could actually lead a team? Like, there was like, there's a lot of good players here, but who was actually leading the league or leading a team? And I think '96, Iverson, He led the team. Ray Allen led the team. I mean, Marbury was good. Man, Marcus Camby was 2. He was pretty good. He wasn't. I didn't think he went that high. Oh, that's because he had that good run in the. Didn't he play for UMass? That's when they had that good run in the.
Yeah, that's when they played against Georgetown.
Kerry Kittles. That was UConn, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Kerry Kittles was Villanova.
Yeah.
Villanova. Yeah.
Go to Villanova.
Stojakovic, Steve Nash. Yeah. Jermaine O'Neal. Yeah, I think
Man, Jermaine O'Neal with the Pacers.
Igaskis.
Yes.
I still think 03 just because I'm.
Oh wait, 03 had Kendrick Perkins though.
Who?
Man, get out of here.
Big Perk.
That man said
That man talk like he good though. Boris Diaw.
Man.
David West. Now I'm gonna say 2003 had 3 good players and a whole bunch of team players, like a whole bunch of
You said 3 good players?
4. Okay, Carmelo. LeBron, Melo, Bosh, Wade, and then it gets to a whole bunch of role players.
Yeah.
Because if you outside of Iverson, those 4 would be probably top 5 picks.
Yeah.
If you look at the 96 draft, the 96 draft to me is the best draft class of all time.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree.
Of all time.
Of all time.
Second, and the reason I say is the best draft because complete from beginning to end, it's the deepest draft where all them players made an impact. The majority.
Yeah, that's like when you keep scrolling down the list, you're like, oh damn, Kobe was 13. That just shows you, like,
yeah.
I mean, the guys above it, he got picked late though, but like so Yakovich.
Steve Nash was
like
good. 15 or 16.
Yeah, Delk was 15. Tony Delk was decent. Jermaine O'Neal was, I'd still say a role player, but he was good.
And for Walker, nice and Foster.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I would go with 96.
Hey, Alex, what college did Steve Nash go to? You remember?
Santa Cruz or something. Santa
Barbara, I think, wasn't it?
Something like that. No, out of nowhere, and came in, like, he wasn't even good in, like, his first couple of years in the league. He was all right, but until he got to the Suns and that D'Antoni offense, that's when his career took off.
Yeah, sometimes it just takes the right chemistry, the right everything.
I'm gonna ask you this, Rich. Who did Steve Nash play for at first?
You talking about when he first got into the NBA?
Yeah.
Hey man, why you even doing this?
I'm just asking, man. I can't ask a question.
If I'm not mistaken,
play for the Dallas Mavericks.
Don't help him, man. God.
I didn't realize I thought you were actually curious.
He played for the Dallas Mavericks with Jim Jackson and what's the other guy from Kentucky? Bald-headed dude, man. I can't think of his name, man. What was his name? It was Jim Jackson, Jason.
Who was the best Mav? Who was the best Mav point guard of all time?
Best Rolando Blackman.
Man, you done lost your mind.
Steve Nash got drafted.
I'm gonna go with Jason Kidd.
Okay.
Steve Nash got drafted by the Suns because he was and then he got traded to the Mavericks later on.
Yeah, traded to the Mavericks.
I was gonna say that too before Tula said the Mavericks. I was gonna say Phoenix Suns, and then he came.
And then he went back to the Suns. Yep.
Then he went back to the Suns. Right. Did he end up playing up there? Did he ever play for Brooklyn?
He coached for him. I don't know if he played for him.
Yeah, I think we're thinking about Kidd now.
Hey, man.
The Lakers.
We still talking about Steve Nash?
Yeah, he played for the Lakers, man. Do your research.
Okay.
So listen, I'm gonna say I will go with the 96 draft, but guess what? I'm gonna have to pick another draft class over the 2003 draft class.
So you got another one over? Who's that?
The 84 draft class. And I can't believe I'm saying this.
Talking about the one with MJ?
Yeah.
And Olajuwon?
Yeah, Hakeem.
Yeah, that's when you said the greatest ever. That's why I was like, wait, I don't know if you could say it because that one has
it
has the most champion. Well, I don't know if it's got the most championships.
It was deeper. The 96 draft was deeper than the 84 draft. The 84 draft is a little bit deeper. It got more impact players than 2003, but the 96 draft, crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
I agree. Totally agree.
So let me ask Alex this: your top 5 players of all time.
Oh, it's easy, man, because I asked everybody this, so I gotta have mine. And this is in order: Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, Shaq, Steph Curry.
Hold on, say that again. I just want to make sure I ain't missing that.
Jordan,
Okay.
Kobe, LeBron, Shaq, Steph Curry.
And that's in order.
In order.
Tim Duncan, no man, he don't.
Man, he had I'm Tim Duncan or Shaq. I'm going Shaq 10 times out of 10.
Right.
Timmy was a beast.
Yeah, he was.
He was the big fundamental. It wasn't pretty though. I can understand you not liking like it's like having to watch commercials.
Listen. I can't stand Tim Duncan, man. But he did his thing.
He did.
Greatest bank shooter in the history of the game.
Right.
Man.
I want to tell you my top 5.
Go ahead, man.
My top 5.
I'm gonna see. I'm gonna be quiet, but I'm gonna see. Do any of y'all agree with his top 5? Go ahead, man.
Okay. Here's my top 5. I ain't got no order. Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Shaq, and LeBron.
You know what I'm disappointed about both of y'all lists, though. I gotta say, the GOAT ain't in neither one of y'all lists.
I said the GOAT. I said Michael.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Oh,
he ain't gonna be in my list either.
Man, go with your list. Go with your list. I'm a pause.
I'm gonna tell you I don't count people I ain't see. If I ain't see him play, I'm not gonna put him on my list.
You saying see him play live?
No, not even live. Just in my era. Like if I didn't turn the TV on and watch him play, I'm not gonna count that. I'm just not gonna count it. I'm not saying that.
I'm 41 and I watched him play on TV.
But he played at the end of his career when Jordan then beat him and he was on the bench.
Right.
I'm saying that you're gonna count that.
I mean, I saw him in the 80s. He won when I saw him. Go ahead.
Okay, so Jordan, number 1. I'm not gonna do an order because Jordan in 23. No.
You see that he done kicked himself off. It go make you see like I did. It go ahead. I ain't do that.
Is that because I leaned up or something?
I don't know. I ain't do that.
Jordan 1. I'll go with Kobe. I'll put Bron on the list, and I'll put Shaq. I like his list. That's definitely who I think too. Shaq. I don't really want to put Bron on there. No, I was playing. No, I got Bron. Bron deserves it. So Bron, Shaq, Kobe, and MJ. Did I forget somebody? Oh yeah, one more.
He said Steph Curry.
Yeah, and I don't see. I want to say that too, but I don't want to sound like I just picked exact. But he did pick a good. I'm gonna have to go with it. He picked the same people I think.
So
hey, Roland, I need to take I need to substitute somebody off of my top 5.
Oh,
let me do a substitute. I need to take out. I'm gonna take out. Man, I don't want to take out Larry Bird and put.
That's your list. This your list.
Get him out of there.
You getting Larry Legend out of there?
Man, get him up out of there.
Oh, I don't know, man, because Larry Bird was good back in the day, and then
he was good, and even now, like you hear more stories about him. You hear just how good he was. That he talked shit the whole time to the players. I mean, like some of the stuff that I've heard that he said and then did what he did when he said it. Like he was yeah. He's that I can see you. I can see him on the list, but I didn't like them, so I didn't. So I wasn't gonna put him on my list.
To make things easier, I'm gonna keep my starting 5, and I'm gonna say my 6th man off the bench will be Kobe. I'm gonna say that. How about that?
I wasn't a Kobe fan, but I recognize now that every time I didn't want that man to win, he won. Every time I thought he was gonna make a shot, he hit it. So he earned my respect. So that's the thing. I wasn't a fan of his. I was hoping that he wouldn't get close to Jordan because I'm a Jordan fan. I'm cheering against everybody trying to come at his legacy. But he was always one that was like, damn, he hit it. He hit it. Like you can't deny him though. He definitely was a champ. Like he definitely had it in him. He definitely had Mamba.
So nobody put the GOAT on their list.
Go ahead, your list. That we waiting for you.
Yeah, we waiting on this.
Hold on, man. Hold on.
Well, they gonna love you at the nursing home.
Hold on. Hey, listen. The GOAT. I'm gonna go in order. Number 1, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
I'm fine with that.
Number 2, Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Number 3, LeBron James.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, I'm gonna go with Kobe Bryant.
Okay.
And number 5,
that 5th was the hardest.
Tim Duncan.
You must want a beat or something. You must need a coupe beat or something.
No, I can't stand Tim Duncan. I can't stand. But like you can't take away from his body of work.
Yeah.
No,
you can't take away from his body of work.
Very fundamental, but nothing flashy. But
and notice everybody on my
list. So you would take him over Shaq. You take Kareem and Tim Duncan, those 2 centers over Shaq.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Man, what?
Hold on. This is why. Check this out. Did Tim Duncan play with a caliber player of a Dwayne Wade or a Kobe Bryant?
Yeah, he did.
Who?
Kawhi Leonard.
Hey, man, I'll holler at y'all. Man, it's you lost your man. What's wrong with you, man?
The claw.
I said a caliber player of a Kobe Bryant and Dwayne Wade.
I think he's the same Kawhi like that. Yeah, I think he had a better system, and I think he had a great system, and I think he had great role players, and I think everybody played their part. I think that they were a better team. They didn't have the most superstars, but I agree with him though. Kawhi's cold.
He better than
young. You remember that clip? Remember the clip when the young? Remember that clip when he came back in the game and number 3 on your list was like shit. Kawhi coming back in.
Cause he was a defensive juggernaut.
Exactly. So I can agree with him that he was a caliber player of.
He better than who he better than?
I didn't say better. I said same caliber. If they alphas, he alpha.
Right. Exactly.
I give you that. You act like he played for the Mavs or something.
Hey, the Mavericks is gonna win the motherfucking NBA championship next year.
We heard this a couple of months ago.
Okay. Alex, I gotta ask you this because I don't want to seem like I'm biased. Did the Mavericks get better with adding Klay Thompson? I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna be quiet.
Well, now wait. Wait. Before you finish that, not that only they get better, but that they get enough to win a championship because you could argue that. They got. But did they get what they needed to take? Did they get what they needed that they were lacking?
No, that was their only chance last year. They got better, but OKC is up and coming. They needed that year getting put out to be better. Timberwolves, the Nuggets, the West is loaded. Mavs ain't going back ever.
Thank you. Then I say this.
They're not going back.
Yeah, we said that they got a good player, but they didn't get what they needed to win that division to get them back there.
So all 3 of y'all.
But look, you're not even about to be a Mavs fan no more.
Oh, he finna switch teams?
Yeah, you gotta
He's
get
gonna
whoever
have
he
to.
can.
Where
Wherever,
his
yeah, he's
son
gonna have
goes,
to.
you
Yeah,
can't
go wherever he goes.
cheer for somebody else.
Listen, I'm gonna always be a Mavericks fan to the day I die.
So,
Mavericks and Dallas Cowboys. I don't care what
so
nobody
hold on.
says.
I gotta ask you this question. I gotta ask you this. In the playoffs, your son playing against the Mavs, who you rooting for?
No comment.
Huh?
No comment.
No comment. Man.
No, I'm gonna keep it a
Hey,
buck.
when you go to get your tickets for that game, you're gonna get to the window. We'll call. They're gonna be like, "Hey, I'm here to pick up some tickets," and they're gonna say, "No comment."
Yeah.
No comment. Ain't your son said no comment. Ain't got no tickets.
Yeah. We
I'll say this: whatever team that Ace goes to, I'm most definitely gonna be cheering for that team. You know,
over the Mavs, right?
they probably won't be playing the Mavs. Like y'all say, we
Yeah,
ain't
you're
going.
right. You're right. Y'all will be at the house. Y'all will be watching.
Let me ask you a question: who is your team, Roland?
The New York Knicks. The Knicks, yes.
Okay. Anyway, Tula, do you have a team?
Wait, what college did you wait? You know, you don't even have an NBA team, or you got a college team.
Who, me?
Yeah, the Villanova Knicks.
Hey, the one we went to the second round. What you talking about?
No, I'm just playing with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. It felt good to see them in the playoffs. It felt good to it made you feel like the '90s again.
What round did your
NBA
team
needed
go
that.
to? What round did your team go to, Tula?
My team.
Yeah.
I didn't have a team in it.
No, y'all didn't go to the playoffs.
Who's my team?
You think I don't know who your team is?
Yeah, tell me which team. Tell me which team. I had side chicks.
No.
Teams.
Yeah, we talking about the main.
Who's my main?
The Miami Heat. Don't do that.
No, actually, the Bulls is my main because my family's all from Chicago. But when I was living in Miami, we got Miami Heat, so I was already raised as one team. But then when we got a team, the same thing with the Marlins. I wasn't raised Marlins. I was raised Chicago White Sox fan. But then we got the Marlins when I lived there. So
your team is who? The Bulls or
Bulls and then Heat. Yeah.
Okay.
Alex,
But we didn't have and you can go back and look at all my posts because they pop up every year. Like every time when we were in the playoffs and it was Miami versus the Bulls, I just made the best team win. Like whoever wins. I wasn't cheering one side or the other. Of course, during the game, you automatically start feeling one way or the other. And a lot of times I felt I was still going for the Bulls. I was still going for Rose, Derrick Rose, and what's the name? That dude from Florida.
Joakim Noah.
Yeah. I couldn't help it like them. Even against the Heat when they had Wade was my favorite player after Jordan left though. I did like Wade a lot just because he played defense and offense.
Who was your team, Alex?
The Bulls.
Bulls.
Well, y'all with this Michael Jordan jump, man.
I hope we tank and get Ace.
Oh, that'd be my God.
It's a possibility because we're gonna be bad.
Nothing but his jersey. I got everything else we need.
I
won't need nothing but the jersey.
I just pray that the Lord bless him to get drafted, man. It don't matter where he goes. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day.
Yeah.
That'll be the first time I ever wear a Bulls jersey. Yeah. If that happens.
Appreciate that, man. That's love.
But
he ain't going to the Bulls. I hate to tell y'all that. This is where I think he's going to go, just to be honest, and I'm going to get off of this. I think he's either going to go to San Antonio or he's going to go to Washington Wizards.
Because you think those are going to have the two worst?
Yeah.
San Antonio's going to be better, though.
Man, to see, they're going to be better. And I don't know if that's the best team for them with Wembanyama. I don't know if that's. I mean, he'll be good with it, whoever. But I just know if that'd be the best. I don't know if that'd be the best team for him.
The Bulls are about to be horrible. Once if we could trade Zach LaVine for a bag of chips, we would. But nobody want him. Once we get rid of him, we're about to be bad.
What?
When we make it so?
When LaMelo Ball coming back?
He's back.
Okay.
He'll be back.
Man, until they do right by Scottie Pippen, we ain't never gonna win. Until they do right by Scottie Pippen, they had that man on a 7-year contract for $10,000, and then and they never paid that man right, let him go, tore the whole team up. Until they do right by right by the 98. What was 96, 97? Until they do right by them, man, we ain't never gonna get nothing back.
If
So
Jordan didn't retire and all that didn't happen, that 8 straight.
8.
Yeah, if
it'd
he
have
didn't
been 8
retire
straight.
those 2 years.
If he didn't retire,
No.
yeah, easy.
No.
What data do you have
that
that says that wouldn't happen?
that dream shape wasn't gonna work.
Who?
Akeem wasn't gonna do none of that.
Gonna stop? Who was gonna stop him?
Who's gonna stop Jordan? Bill Cartwright.
Listen, this what was going.
Dennis Rodman was gonna guard that.
Dennis Rodman wasn't there.
Oh no,
Yeah,
he wasn't there yet.
Yeah.
It would have been it had been Bill Cartwright then.
Man,
It wouldn't have mattered.
he'd have put them in the blender.
Luke
You
Longley.
see, he didn't win no more. He got those 2. Jordan wasn't there.
Hey,
If they wouldn't have had Dennis Rodman, they wouldn't have won the last 2 championships.
Even if he scored 30, who was gonna stop Jordan? Who was gonna stop Pippen? Who was gonna stop?
listen. Him and Jordan would have been a wash. Jordan gonna get his, Hakeem gonna get his. But guess what? They had a better team overall. Other than that,
You are sure? Because when y'all argue about LeBron being better, y'all talk about how
this ain't
damn all-stars Jordan.
This ain't got nothing to do with LeBron.
No, I'm just saying. When that argument's up, y'all talk about how great his teammates were. But now we're talking about Hakeem, and we're talking about how bad his teammates were.
How bad? Who
I'm
was?
just saying. It can't be both. It's one or the other. Did he have great teammates or he didn't? Now, because we argued last time, you said Paxson was an all-star player, and then he scored. And I pulled it up and I showed that he didn't even have 10 points a game. No, you were talking about.
I said.
I don't know if you said all-star. You did say he was better than he was, and then I pulled up the stats. He didn't even average 10 points a game.
I didn't say that.
It's on. Okay, we'll go back to episode 1.
I said,
because I had to pull it up to show you. I was like, he didn't even average 10 points a game.
I said he would knock down the key shots. I didn't say he was no all-star. Hell,
you might not. I might have reached a little bit with all-star, but I do remember having to show that he didn't average but like 7 points a game. Oh, we were talking about. You said he wasn't a starter.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah. You said B.J. Armstrong was starting. I was like, no, he was, but he didn't even average 10 points.
So this is what I'm saying. Do y'all think that the Rockets team was better after Hakeem and him and Jordan are washed? After Hakeem and Jordan, is the Rockets team better than the Bulls team?
Nah, I don't think so.
No.
I don't think Akeem and Jordan is a wash. I think you gotta add somebody with Akeem because Jordan, when he gets to them finals, he ain't losing. That's why he's got 6.
He got another level. 2. He got another level. He got a level wherever he got to go, he gonna go.
See, this is the thing with that. Guess what the Rockets got that nobody else had that Jordan played against?
A big man.
Robert Horry. No. I'm saying Robert Horry had the length. And back then, Robert Horry was playing defense.
Yeah, he can move.
Yeah. So they had somebody with a skill set maybe a mile or 2 under Scottie Pippen on the defensive end.
Yeah. You'd have to take a helicopter to get to the difference in that. But yeah. He was a defensive player. Because
this is the thing. After Jordan, like, ain't nobody going to stop Hakeem. They could have put Bill Winnington, Luke Long. They would have had to get in the game at the same time, and they would have bounced off each other. Come on, man. Don't do this, man. Don't do this. So all I'm saying is, and the referees made sure, the league made sure that never happened because they knew that Hakeem would get Jordan them that work. And he had the shooters around him too. He kept them shooters. They had the equivalent shooters of the Bulls. I say that.
And why did he make it for those 2 years?
The league didn't want him. Come on, man, don't do that.
Because Barkley went one of the years. Let's see who else. Gary Payton them.
So wait. So the same team that had to win Game 7 against the Knicks, that team was going to be Jordan.
Yes.
Okay.
You know why?
They was already beat. There wasn't no game 7 with the Bulls.
Yeah, there was no game 7s.
See, this is the thing. When they ref a Jordan played game in the 90s, they refed it different.
Did they ref it different, or he went to the hole, made him have to ref it different?
Man, listen. If he go to the hole, they gonna call a foul. If you near him, they gonna call a foul. And one. Man, stop it, man. Y'all, come on, man. I ain't saying he ain't no great player. I never say that. But he got a lot of help. But the
So
dude,
teams,
go ahead.
The three teams before Jordan retired, it would have been the Lakers, Sonics, and the Suns, right?
You talking about 91 through 93 or 96 through 98?
No, the three-peat. The first three-peat.
It was the Lakers, the Blazers, then the Suns.
The Blazers. Yeah, then the Suns. Yeah. So why did
then it was Seattle and Utah.
Yep.
Hakeem,
so why did Hakeem and them come out earlier than that?
They role players had to develop.
Yeah.
So they had Olajuwon, Vernon Maxwell, Robert Horry, Sam Cassell, and Kenny Neesmith.
Otis Thorpe.
Yeah, Otis Thorpe.
Yeah.
One Clyde Drexler on that team too.
He was on the second. He was on the
second team.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, ain't no way they're beating the Bulls.
Yeah, Hakeem averaged 26 points, Vernon 13, Robert Horry 10, Cassell 10, Otis 9. All right. Bulls. So that was what, 90? That was the same year. What was that, 95? 94? 95. It would have been the same roster except for add Jordan to it.
Hold on. You pulled up what year?
I pulled up the same year that they won. The same year was that 94, 95. The same one they won that I just went with Houston.
You didn't say Clyde Drexler. Clyde Drexler was on the 95 team.
I know I didn't. I'm talking about 93, 94.
Yeah, 93, 94. He wasn't on the team. That's when they beat the Knicks.
And that's when Cassell was a rookie.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's when I was looking at. So now I'm on 93, 94 Bulls.
And we
already know who was on there, but I just want.
By the way, we got them out of there. We got the 93, 94 Bulls out of there. Get them out of here.
Yep.
Well, I think the 2025 champions.
They still had Horace Grant. Then.
Before he went to the Magic.
So they still had Horace Grant. They still had Scottie Pippen. They still had Will Perdue. They still had Bill Wellington. They still had Scott Williams.
Will Perdue.
Stacey Keaton. I'm talking about the people that are just going to get fouls on. They had 5 centers.
They would have needed all 5 on.
5 championship centers.
Yeah,
champions.
Because they played with Michael Jordan.
And Bill Cartwright. B.J. Armstrong. Steve Kerr. Tony Kukoc. Oh, man, this team is beating the hell out of them. Tony was still on there. Pippen was still on there. Horace Grant was still on. Oh, yeah, they whooping y'all's ass.
Hey, man, to the fans, put it in the comments. I ain't even going to say that because these folks Michael Jordan crazy. I ain't.
No, this is just look the like we talking about. You said that those guys were just. You said they had to get a year to develop. These motherfuckers developed. Yeah. These fully developed.
Who?
Yeah.
Scottie Pippen fully developed. Horace Grant fully developed. Tony Kukoc coach at this time fully developed.
Wasn't that his first year?
No.
He didn't play.
I was just messing.
Don't do that.
He already had 20 years in fucking Europe.
Europe wasn't the NBA at that time.
Hey, he still was balling though. Sam Cassell was a rookie.
Okay.
So that rookie, I take Kukoc over Sam Cassell.
All day.
Rookie versus rookie.
Man, that damn.
Corey Blunt was a rookie then too, out of Cincinnati for the Bulls.
You brought up Corey Blunt.
No, I'm just saying as I'm looking at the rookies. I'm just looking at the rookies.
Don't do that. Come on, man.
Sorry,
They had John Paxson.
They did.
They had Kenny Smith. They had
Steve
Kenny
Kerr.
Smith. You ain't bring up Kenny Smith.
No, I said it. I said Kenny Nee Smith.
So,
Hey, bro, let me ask Alex a question because this has been on my mind the whole podcast. I know you're not too much of a Bronny James fan, so I'm going to ask Alex: do you think he's going to be a great player in the NBA in time to come? Just your
No,
opinion.
he'll just be no.
thank you.
I think
Thank
he'll
you.
just be an average or below average role player.
Hey, man,
he's gonna get all the opportunity.
You know the game. You know what you talking about. Tell him again, please. This dude will, man.
So none of y'all don't think Bronny James is going to be a great player?
Great?
No. I don't think he's going to be great. In fact, I think we will talk more about. I think you know how they do. You know how they do the Michael Jordan thing, or no, when they do Kobe Bryant, or when they do in football, they always talk about what's his name, Tom Brady. They talk about everybody that was picked before him, right? Like, where's the people that was? I think we'll talk about everybody that was picked after LeBron, after Bronny, more than we'll talk about him being picked. I think they'll do all comparisons on who they could have got with the 55th pick.
I'm gonna say this: after LeBron retires, Bronny won't be in the league.
Wow.
Yeah, he will, because LeBron's gonna have that Vegas team, and he's gonna be on that team with Bryce.
That's the only way.
yeah. But he's gonna have that. He's gonna own that team for sure.
I mean, to be fair though, I was a 55th pick. I'm looking at the list of the players drafted in the 55th pick for the last 20 years. I can't even tell you any of these guys that even was a role player. So it's not like he went in a high enough draft to even be considered a good player. Like he like I can't see. I'm looking at these names. I'm gonna name some if y'all know them. I might just be tripping. So Isaiah Wong.
Who?
Who the fuck he is?
Guy Santos. Aaron. See, they almost had me because I saw A. Wiggins, but it's Aaron Wiggins. Jay Scrub. Kyle Guy. Or Dallas Kubok. That's what I'm saying. There's nobody drafted 55th that's supposed to be in the NBA. Marcus Page.
He the
Jeffrey
only
Laverne.
He the only 55th pick who got a guaranteed contract when he was the 55th pick. Man,
Jeremy Evans. Like, I don't know none of these. Oh, here's one. I found one. I'm going to tell you his name. Let me make sure. Yep, that's the only one I know of. In 2009, the Trailblazers picked Patty Mills.
Oh.
Patty Mills.
He ain't nowhere near better than Patty Mills.
That's 2009. Patty Mills was picked second round, 55th pick. There's nobody else on this list that I even recognize. In fact, I was saying names and y'all were like, who?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, this guy Louis Scola, Scola. I've seen him on.
Louis Scola.
He played for the Rockets.
He was all right.
Yeah. So two out of the past 24 years.
Yeah, he was all right. So
let me 24 years.
Let me ask you this, Rich, since you brought that up. I wasn't gonna ask you this. I asked you this off camera, but since you brought it up, what does Bronny James do great?
Oh my God! I knew he was gonna bring this shit up.
I want you. I'm just saying, what do he do that's great?
It's not like I'm saying he's going to be a generational player or some shit like that. I like this game, man. I've been following him since high school, like from EYBL to.
You've been waiting to use them things.
My bad, man.
Hey, man, he's been waiting to press some goddamn buttons for the Lord.
Man, my bad.
Been waiting for that.
I may see something in them guys that you guys may not see in them yet. You know what I'm saying? With all the pressure you got, with LeBron James being his father and stuff like that, everybody's expecting for him to come in and just take over, kind of like what his dad did. But in due time, man, I'm not saying he's just gonna be one of the best players in the league, but I think he's gonna be a great player for a Pacific team, and it's not the Lakers. I think if he gets Go ahead.
I'm gonna say this: do anybody else but me feel like he took somebody else's spot in the NBA?
Yeah, he
Sure.
did.
Okay.
He ain't gonna have a better career than Patty Mills, and he was a 55th pick too. And it ain't. I don't even think it'll be close, to be honest with you.
Yeah, just
And
think
Patty
if
Mills,
Patty Mills was if the same year Patty Mills would have not got picked because he got picked. Or Scola, how do you say his name? Scolia?
Yeah, Louis Scolio. Yeah, he was all right.
And see
Yeah,
that
he was
now, like I
good.
said, 24 years, only 2 all right players have been drafted at the 50th pick. So I don't think they expect a lot of him, but I do think just getting his name called. I mean, that's one time. I mean, I can understand it though. I mean, we have a lot of that type of stuff happen. I mean, if you can put your kids in a position to win, like I'm not mad at that part. But I just call it what it is. That's exactly what it was though. That's what it was. He was like y'all remember on Charlie and Chocolate Factory, that one girl was so spoiled, but I want it now. Like Dad, I want to get drafted. Like, no, I'll get you on the team. No, I want to be drafted.
My thing is this. I don't understand how Caleb Love, Matthew Maria average 18 points a game, and they go back to school. And this is the draft that comes out when they go back. Right. This is one of the worst drafts I ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I think this, like, as much as we talked about the 96, the 84, and the 2000, this will be one of those ones that is forgotten. The only thing I think that the mark on this one will be the fact that Bronny, like, that'll be the most important thing, I think, at this draft. It was the most boring draft. I didn't think, I mean, there's of course, there'll be some good players, but it wasn't exciting. Like, there wasn't a whole bunch of people. You weren't, as we were talking about this before, like, we felt like this season was actually more entertaining to watch the women's in NCAA than it was to watch the men's, and we couldn't even name 5 men that played. You probably would do a better job than that, but we couldn't name 5 men in the NCAA tournament this year, but we can name 5 women.
Do y'all think the 2025? Do y'all think the 2025 NBA draft is gonna be pretty good? It's loaded.
It's gonna be way better than this. I wish some of the guys who went to high school could have been in this draft.
Yeah,
exactly. They'd have been lottery picks.
Like who, bro?
I think they should go. I think now that we have the NIL, I think that whole reason they allowed that was so they couldn't let people go straight from high school into the NBA. But they should have allowed that to happen too. That should have been part of the deal. Said if you good enough, like we got kids going and sitting in other leagues that should just already be developing in the NBA, but because of that rule, and that happened because of they didn't get to make money off of Kobe in college. They didn't get to make money off Bron in college. They didn't get to make money off KG in college. So I think that was a deal that they made, a terrible deal for the fans though. Good for college basketball, but it wasn't good for the product.
College basketball is over with.
Any particular
just look at all the players that we've had that are stars right now that had to go to college for just 1 year just because they were obligated to.
Kevin Durant,
KD, yes, KD.
But KD had to, and was killing. He had no business being in college.
Any particular players you guys are looking forward to in this 2025 draft?
I only know one.
Hey, listen, remember what I told you before? Remember what I
told you? Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah. Remember what I told you?
Yeah, I know a couple, but I only know those two. The two that
I'm looking forward to see what 3 gentlemen do.
Yeah.
Ace Bailey, Cooper Flagg, and Dylan Harper. I want to see what they do.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to 3 players too to see what they're gonna do as well. Ace Bailey, Dylan Harper, and I don't know, man. I like that kid that you was talking about, Caleb Love over in Arizona. Yeah. I want to see what he's gonna do.
But see,
I see you had your hand ready.
Yeah, I did.
I'm on the draw.
Yeah,
I saw him like this.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say this. Caleb Love has waited too long.
He did. He has.
Yeah, he waited too long.
I think he should have came out this draft. This was the draft for him.
Nah, he really should have been gone. He shouldn't. When he had that run with North Carolina, he should have left.
Right.
That's just my opinion.
We'll see. It
So,
definitely is a gamble.
yeah. So, Alex, what you want to leave the people with?
Hey, let me ask you another question about about your podcast.
Go
The
ahead.
first time I saw it, I just want to, I guess, actually just give you your flowers. Really, it ain't really a question. The first episode that I saw was the EJ Ward, and I was like, "Damn, EJ Ward got somebody coming from Atlanta or California." I didn't know where you were from at first. That's how good it looked, and how the whole thing just looked. I was like, "Oh, this looks big market. Like, this looks professional." And then the more I watched it, I was like, this motherfucker from Chattanooga. Like, I didn't realize it. So yeah, so you definitely got. I like what you're doing. It looks real good. It sounds good. It's definitely I mean, I started following your IG account. I've been watching the videos and stuff. I like how you take the long and then put the little shorter versions together. And it's definitely been. I see that. Yeah, I see a bright future for that. It's a good look. I think it's awesome. I like even seeing the truck back there. That's pretty. Can you lower it though?
Yeah, it goes all the way down to like 6.5 feet, I think, and then all the way up to 10.
I need a little bit lower if I'm gonna dunk.
I also want to give you your flowers too, Alex, man. I think you're doing a great job out there, man, and really just putting Chattanooga on the map, bro. And just want to give you your flowers, bro. And I appreciate you coming on the show and blessing us, man.
Yeah,
I really
definitely.
appreciate it.
Man, I appreciate y'all, man. Yeah, it's I'm looking forward to see how far it goes and you know, the guests we can get on, because that's really what it's mostly dependent on, is who we can get on there eventually. But I'm never going to turn my back on Chattanooga, even if I start getting NBA guys on, man. I'm still going to come back, you know, have local guys, local high school kids, local legends, because I feel like too many people, you know, there's certain people that get big in Chattanooga and then never come back. Not saying I'm moving or anything, but you know, I don't like that. So I want to make sure I keep.
Don't move. You're gonna get the fuck out of
I want to make sure I keep always getting, you know, local guys on, up and coming high school kids, college kids, you know, like I said, Lightfoot, you got to have him on. Jay Price, I'm eventually get him on, you know, so I got a long list of people that I'm gonna have on eventually. You know, it's just a lot of work that goes into doing the interviews and editing everything. That's what takes the longest. But
yeah, it does. Yeah. One of the problems I've had with editing is and I don't know if you had this issue. My issue is because I shot it because I was there. I think everything's important, so it's hard for me to cut something out because I'm like, damn, that's the hardest part for me is cutting it up and then figuring out what you need to keep and what you need to let go of in order to make it fit the format or the time frame you want. So that to me, that's been the hardest part. Yeah.
Exactly, because you got like personal stories that don't have nothing to do with the guests, like that you might just think of and say, like, I'm cutting all that out because nobody cares. I'm interviewing somebody. I'm gonna get my interview one day on it, but
and that's why the people have somebody just to edit it that is not doing the shooting because they cannot have the emotional tie to it that they can pull, they can cut. Yeah.
Once I start, you know, making some money on it, get my investment back out, I'm definitely hiring the editor, because, you know, editing an hour-long podcast off of 4 camera angles is time
and then you got
consuming.
4 different audios, or you got one audio?
No, I got it all synced. Yeah, so we wear the mics. I got it synced. Yeah, so the audio's straight. But and I'm still getting better at that.
All 4 of your cameras are linked to the same audio?
No, I got it to the main camera, so I do all that in post and just line it up with, you know, we do like a clap to
do the clap.
And then once it's all lined up, then it's just dragging and cutting.
Yeah, people that don't do this part, they don't know how much work. That's what when I saw it, I knew that took a lot of work. Like, I knew having multiple camera angles and the audio, and I was like, I knew what kind of work you put into that.
Yeah, yep. And that's I don't know, Tula, if you remember that incident we had over in East Ridge when my company was mowing your grass.
Yeah.
That's the same truck.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that. That's the one that they smashed.
Yep. It definitely is.
What a coincidence.
I was coming out to help out. It was a little too late.
Man, that was crazy.
I got one last question. Top 5 players in Chattanooga all time. Top 5 basketball players all time. I gotta ask that.
Lightfoot number one, and because I actually played with him in leagues when he was already retired from overseas, and I saw what he was doing, you know, in his late 30s, early 40s, and was still getting buckets on everybody that tried to guard him. And then I know the records he had at Idaho and all that. So Lightfoot number one for me. Man. This is so tough, man. I've never thought about my top five, because this is the question I ask everybody.
Well, if you don't put them in order, just give us five.
Yeah, I
Still
don't really know. Yeah, it's still gonna be real hard. Man, who is, like,
It's what you guys
man,
said. I appreciate you today. It's kind of hard to pick a lot of guys.
man. I'm gonna go. Hmm,
You want me to make it a little easier for you?
yeah.
Top 5 in your era.
Oh, my era. Oh, yeah, I can do that for sure. Ricky Harper from Howard. Uh,
Shout out to Ricky. Shout out to Ricky.
Russell McNeil from Saudi Daisy. 2000s. Who else was in there? Russell McNeil. Thirdly, even though him and Ricky was on the same team, man, they was crazy. Jonathan Adams was nice. And who else we gonna go with? Trying to think of who was. Man, I'm gonna have to go Big Phil, because
I was
like
about to
all
say,
the
if you don't put your teammate on there, you're gonna be in
yeah.
trouble, bro.
Gonna be hot.
I'm gonna have to go. I was trying to stay away from East Ridge, but I'm gonna have to go Big Phil, because man, he's one of just what he did on the defensive end is crazy. And
Yeah.
I've seen him, I've seen him have 15 blocks in a game, and he put up 40 or 35 on Carter McMasters, who was another 7-footer. He made him look like chopped liver.
Cook barbecue.
Yeah. So, man, we definitely appreciate you. Y'all got anything y'all want to leave the people with?
Let's go Rutgers.
Absolutely.
My bad. Didn't mean to be on the camera. You said let's go Rutgers?
You better know it, baby. It's getting close. It's getting time.
But before that, we still got let's go Vols. So we got that.
Let's go Vols.
Yeah, we got to cheer. We got to cheer Boo.
Oh, you talking about football? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a cheer for Boo. I ain't
Yeah.
no Vols.
I usually ain't a Vols guy, but I am now. They got Samoan quarterback and they got Boo Carter. Yeah, I'm all in.
I'm rocking with Boo. I mean, as far as I can go. I might even have to. I can't get the all orange one.
You ain't gonna wear nothing orange?
I might get the white jersey. I can't wear the all orange
one.
I
might even buy some Wranglers. I don't know. I'm thinking about it.
Nah, I'm good, man. I'll let you have that.
I might even chew some tobacco or some shit.
Nah, I'll let you have it.
I'm just playing.
Man, it's been another episode of HTL Podcast, man. We want to thank our special guest, Mr. Alex Wells. Y'all go to the Hoop Podcast and subscribe right now. Absolutely.
And you got it where? You got YouTube. You got it on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm everywhere. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all the major podcast platforms. So it's easy to find.
Okay, I'm gonna ask this question on camera. I gotta ask this, and this gonna show we need some help. What's the best way to put the podcast audio on all platforms without using the RSS feed? I'm just asking that.
That's why everybody out there that's also trying to do podcasting and stuff to know.
Yeah, I use RSS feeds, so I just used Buzzsprout, and then it basically sends it to all the major ones, Well, I mean, you can go. It's got some other ones that nobody's heard of, so I don't even click on those. But I go to just the major ones. So Buzzsprout's like $12 a month. You get unlimited uploads. You can put a picture on there. That way, it's like you got your logo of your podcast, and you can have a picture for each individual podcast, your description, keywords, everything. And then it gives you all your stats, your downloads, so you can know your analytics.
So all your
of who's
analytics,
listening.
What
Yep,
area
because
and
that's
everything.
very important. Yep.
So the 12 that a month, that's for one show, right?
Yeah, one show.
Yeah. So if you have multiple shows, you have to do it for multiple.
Yep. Yeah. There's a free version.
And so looking at your analytics, what has been the most thing you didn't think would, like what's something you've some data you've got that you just didn't, that was surprising to you?
More people are listening from out of town than Chattanooga.
Yeah, that's I knew that's what it was going to be. That happens to for a lot of times when I do posts, because I also do social media for our stations and stuff. And so recently I had a post. I did one this weekend. I just took one picture, put a picture up there, and 2 days later it's at 24,000 people. And then when I go and look, 93% of it's not here. And so that same thing happened. I did a post on my own page that did like 4 million. Again, 199% of that wasn't here. So you know that's the thing about the internet, though. You're putting out content for people that are from here, and they're getting that exposure everywhere else. So even though the fan base right now might not be all Chattanooga, you're still, you know, you're showing all Chattanooga players and Chattanooga content. So you're actually showing the world Chattanooga. So that's pretty awesome, pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's big.
Yeah. And some of the guys, you know, that share it, you know, they got out of town people that are liking it. I just did an episode with JoJo Tillery from East Ridge, and
I saw that
for the Birmingham Stallions. And man,
2-time champs.
It's like his whole team liked it.
3-time champs?
3. They got 3 in a row. Yeah.
3 in a row.
Okay. I missed one. That must be when I was out of town again. Hey, that's awesome.
Yeah, man, we appreciate you for tapping in with us, and thank you for the information, because that was well needed.
Yeah. There's a lot of people out there that want to do this, and they can learn from the information, stuff that we could pass on, he could pass on, if we all share it with each other. Like I said, it does. The one thing everybody thinks about is that crab in the bucket mentality. I want to make it out of here. Why am I going to give somebody else that knowledge? But you just heard from all of us that the majority of the data is coming from other places. So it's not like we stealing from each other. It's the world. We reach the world. So you really should help each other out as much as we can, because we all trying to, you know, if you know something, I'm gonna share it. If you know something, you should share. That's how we all make it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The biggest thing, man, if you just make good content, whatever it is, people are like the algorithm is gonna put you in front of the people that want to see it. So that's what I tell everybody. They're like, how you do this, how you do that? I'm just like, make good content that people want to consume, and the algorithm is going to do the work for you.
Absolutely. And man, with that being said, man, we appreciate your time, and thank you fellas for tuning in and rocking with the HTL podcast. And like that, we gone.